So yeah, lots of things are against me today with this. Just dark and that. Sun's right in my face. I'm sweating, although it's very windy and brisk. And I'm out of breath. I know, get to the gym, fat boy. But it is what it is. And this, I was tagged by Dr. Claire Smith Perfumes. We linked somewhere to do this confessions of a fragrance content creator or whatever it is. Kind of one we've done a bit before, but it's always interesting to go back and talk about these things. So yeah, that's it. Doesn't need a waffly introduction, does it really? We'll get cracking on. So next, well, the first question is what's your cheapest fragrance? Obviously the wind's going to be a problem today. My cheapest fragrance, now it would be the same actually as Dr. Claire's. A random gifting, well, it wasn't really gifting, it wasn't PR, whatever, but a free bottle of the Joe Malone. Now the one that I bought, not off eBay, off a kind of retail-y thing, was actually Eau de Gaga, or Eau de Gaga, or whatever you want to call it. The Lady Gaga fragrance, which is it's lime and it's kind of this nice mix of stuff. There's vanilla, there's kind of woods in it. It's not bad at all, but I think it cost me £7.50 or something for that price. Yeah, it's superb, it's excellent. So that's technically the cheapest sort of retail one that I bought. Eau de Gaga from Lady Gaga. That's weird. There must be like life in there. That is odd, isn't it? I wonder what's under there. Some sort of swamp snake. Nobody's tuning in for me to be weird. So let's try and get that sunlight out of the way. What's the most expensive fragrance I bought? Again, this is more complicated. All these things are complicated for us kind of fragrancy people. Now, up until very recently, my two most expensive were blind buys, because I'm insane like that. And they were Killian's Love Don't Be Shy Extreme, which I still like. Not worth the money, but it is what it is. And what's it called? The Violenia from Mio Fusini, which is a kind of valety one. Now, what's been top of my wish list for a long time, what I sniffed, is something like a £450 fragrance that has never gone down in price. So I've been eyeing up bargains here and there. Now, I saw it on All Beauty, which is a UK site, and with the discount that they had at the time, a 20% discount, was actually down to 180. Lo and behold, when I've got a bit of money to spend, ain't there anymore, it's gone. Did email them about stuff where we don't know where we're getting, so never. Plus that discount's very unlikely to be repeated, isn't it? It is what it is. Anyway, so, you know, stalking the internet every single day like you do, looking here and there, looking at sites in our old friends the EU. You take your heart into your whatever, you're brave. I've spoken for 2 minutes and not got to this, it's very waffly. But Beauty Now, which is based in Netherlands, and it is Amouage's Silver Oud, Opus 13. Now this one I banged on about a lot. It's a kind of silvery, birchy, possibly with, it's the castoreum and maybe a bit of orris, that give this kind of silver feel over a Assam oud, is it? So it's a proper actual oud, which goes through its phases and developments, and the castoreum had a bit of an animalic growl in the beginning and settles back, but ultimately it's just this super duper classy, as Middle Eastern as is easy to buy in this country, style one that you could imagine people actually wear there. We're not talking about a Lattafa clone of a Ventus, which people call Middle Eastern. We're talking proper quality fragrance here, and it is magnificent. And as if you watch my videos, I've banged on about it for a long time. I got it. Oh, the price. Was it 230, I think? Which, all in all, was a good bargain. There was one on eBay for 250, but he wouldn't come down. So I saved myself £20. However, this is the buyers beware thing. But yeah, had I got smacked for customs, that would have been an extra 50-60 quid at least on top of it. So yeah, anyway, most expensive Amouage Opus 13 Silver. Next one, how many full size perfumes do you own? Truth is, I couldn't be bothered to count, and I'm for granted because I'm lazy. I put the travel sizes as well because it's for my reference, nobody else's. So it's good to know what you've got. But on a guess, say 150 maybe a bit more. I have no idea. Too many will be the answer to that. Yeah, that's it. It's a roundabout sort of answer. If anyone wants to count them, feel free. Next, have I ever received any weird comments on my perfume? It's rare I receive comments on my perfume. I don't think they're weird. I mean, back in my youth, you know, a relatively slender, blonde-haired guy who didn't look like a hairy toe like I do now. I got comments like, "You smell good, I'd like to eat you," and things like that. But I don't think that was really to do with my perfume. But whatever. More recently, I suppose I get comments from my nieces and nephews. My nephew tends to say, "You smell like shit. You smell like you've stood in something. What the hell is that?" My niece has complimented me once, saying, "You know, you smell like sweets." Well, is that a compliment? I don't know. Well, not really any ones I class as weird. So yeah, I suppose I'm saying that nowadays, maybe once or twice people have said I smell yummy, but that's rare, and they probably escaped from somewhere. But yeah, no, in other words. Next is, do I wear fragrances for cuddling time? I'm not entirely sure what that is. I think I have become somewhat abstinent. No. What an interesting question. It depends what you mean. I mean, do I do I get in the mood to say, "Wait love, wait, hang on a minute, stop, I just need to go spray myself with some sort of perfume"? No. At our age, I don't think you really plan ahead too much for this. Well, I don't think you plan ahead ever. I mean, when you're young, you kind of, it's just in the mood, isn't it, where you are, you know, walking along this path, the middle of town, you know, wherever. So again, I don't think you particularly do it. If you're planning it, it means it's not too regular, and I admit it's not too regular, but if at all. So no, I can't say I do. I mean, I suppose there's fragrances I'd like to smell whilst I'm cuddling, but no, not really an exciting answer to the fragrance, that is it. If I was to wear one, because I booked next Thursday at 7:30, which makes it sound like this is more of a business arrangement, but what would I wear? I don't know. Something musky. Top Shelf from One Way Bridge. It has that kind of dirty, musky, hairy, chesty grrr kind of thing to it. Is that an answer? I don't know. I'm going to blend these ones because they're ultimately the same question. How many sprays and where do you spray? How many sprays? Well, it's always an odd question, this one, isn't it, really? How many sprays? Well, it depends what you're spraying, doesn't it, and where you're going and what have you. Generally, as an average, probably 3 sprays, back of my neck, chest, over my chest area on my clothes, maybe my neck, although that can be too much sometimes. Where do I spray? I just said it. Back of the neck, chest, over my clothes, perhaps my neck, perhaps behind my ear. Depends what it is, where I'm going, and there's people up there. So yeah, that's them 2 questions. So next is, do I buy backups? Nah. It's not to say I don't have backups, which I've obviously got. I have a backup for Dupont. Not that that's ever going to disappear or go out of it, but I just do, okay? That's a backup. And I have a sort of backup for Love and Tears from Killian, which is a discontinued one, but that was kindly gifted to me by someone lovely in our community. So there you go. No, I don't generally, but I do have a couple. Do I show my friends and family my collection? No. I suppose my closest, well, my sister knows. She's my family, I suppose. And my mother kind of knows what I do, but has no idea, and I never wanted to know. I'd never want them to actually know how much is spent on this insane thing, or quite how many I've got. What I've got on display is quite modest, and nobody would really know. And non-perfume people would just presume they're all, you know, £5 bottles from the market. Well, that's how I'd let them believe. Friends, well, we make friends through this, so I suppose they know, don't they? Real life friends, not really. Again, it would, I don't know, it's like it's not an embarrassing secret, but I suppose, you know, hobbies tend not to be with your everyday friends, do they? They're kind of escapes from them and stuff, I guess. So does my partner know how much I spend on fragrance? The other thing is, would my partner know that they are my partner? I don't. These questions are very aimed at people who aren't single. And I suppose if you're collecting a lot of perfume, you're probably married or you are single, let's face it. I suppose that's a kind of obvious thing, but would they know how much I spend? Well, of course they would, because I have a YouTube channel, barely, and an Instagram thing, barely, but they'd have a good idea. So I'm not one to kind of hide my finances. Don't have much money. There you go. That's all you really need to know, and it's my money, it's my business, isn't it, really? As long as you don't bankrupt each other or get into debt and whatnot, I suppose it really particularly matters. Do I plan on collecting more fragrance? What a weird question for a confession of a fragrance collector, or whatever it is, fragrance content maker or lover. Yes. I have 1 or 2 on my wish list at the moment, and I obviously plan on getting them one day. I'd also really, well, yeah, I'm hoping to discover new things, etc, etc. So the answer to that is yeah. So where do I see my collection going? I'm going to say what we all say. I'd like it to be a bit more refined, a bit more kind of focused. It won't get smaller, but I don't suspect it'll get much bigger. To try and do what I have been doing, stick to my wish list. Well, I'm glad I've got very picky, which works quite well actually. I don't generally buy shit for the sake of it. Is my amouage fad over this year? That was kind of a big thing last year. Maybe, or maybe I will keep collecting things like amouages, and yeah, I'll just keep sampling and yeah, sticking to that old wish list. And like I was saying about the amouages before, I was rudely interrupted by a phone call for no apparent reason. is yeah, I think there's a 2 or 3 I want more. The newer ones, thankfully, that are coming out, it's getting a little more, it's getting a little less amouage, a little less niche, if you like. It's falling into that we must be mass appealing. I'm not saying there'll never be good ones out again, but it's going down that path, which is what ended it with Killian. I mean, the Estee Laudation of Killian was certainly a rapid fall, wasn't it? The reformulations that they lie about, in my humble opinion, the kind of let's release generic stuff after generic stuff that smells like the last stuff, it ended it. I don't think Amouage is going to go quite that extreme, because thankfully Amouage is still independently owned by the Sultan of Oman. So hopefully you know, if it's got his name on it, he's going to go, well, why are we releasing you know, kind of easygoing stuff that smells like everything out there. Hopefully he'll put a stop to that. I suppose I don't know much about the creative directors and stuff, but the guy that's took over at Amouage, flankers, these exceptional X straights, that's not creativity. That's not creating something new and wow, is it? That's releasing the same stuff. So let's hope it all like goes back. And I'm sure there'll be a new house I kind of dive feet first into and go a bit crazy over again. But yeah, that is all. Alright, thanks folks for watching. Like I said before I started this, I knew this video was going to be a nightmare from beginning to end. Everything today is against filming, but it's the only day it's not raining. It's this windy anyway, and it's misty and awful every other day. So yeah, I'm gonna have to pick this up because again the wind's picking up. What about yourself? What's your most expensive, least expensive, etc.? Some of these, is it me or some of these questions really not answerable, and do kind of, have we answered them before? Yes. But it's a good way of keeping, I suppose, a record of things like that. So alright folks, thanks for watching, bye.